or you can actually go to all the categories. The lessons are all here, and then you can just quickly jump in. How to purchase on Odoo 17. All right, it's there and it's free, so you can see it's free cost. So these are some of the things we are doing on our own part just to assist people. All right, so today we're just going to jump into business of the day, and I'm sure you've learned one or two things from the previous session. And for this day, we're going to do mostly payable parts of the Odoo accounting. We did the revenue part, which is what we call receivable. We talked about invoices, and we show how you can track invoices, and then we talked about payment as well. For today, we are going to look at the vendor bills. So some people call it vendors invoices. I will do a little bit of clarification because the terms and context of things in the ERP is as important as using the ERP. In fact, if you don't understand context in ERP, you'll be doing the wrong thing. All right. So there is vendor bills and there is something called vendors invoices. Now, so what I want to clear here is that the invoice that is sent from your vendor, you could call that a source document. That's your vendor's invoice. To them, they are selling to you. So it's invoice. Invoice is a revenue instrument. All right. So to the vendor, he's selling to you. To you as a company, you're buying. So you're paying the bills. All right. So don't confuse between vendor's invoice and vendor's bill. The vendor's invoice is the invoice the vendor sent to you so you can pay. And of course, you know that vendor's invoice is very important because you need to always attach it to your vendor's bill because that's the source document. And all of these things are audits. Yeah, you have to audit all of them. So it's very important. So we'll be looking at that, and then we'll see how we can create some vendor bills and how we can register those payments, how we can maybe give vendors advance payment to companies that give advance payments. And then also some of the things about vendors credit, how we can look at the payables, H payables, and all of that. And then maybe one or two reports that has to do with payables. All right, so as usual, this is the demo link over here, demo.odoo.com. Like I said last time, whatever you created last time on this link, you will not find it today. So you have to start afresh. But if you need a demo specifically for your own testing, maybe you just call the number, call one of our consultants. They will guide you on how you can create your private or personal demo link that you can test it out yourself. All right, so quickly get here and just get ready as a way of doing it. I will personally do one or two examples. Then I will now give you the opportunity to, practice, and then we get back. I hope I'm sharing my camera so people can see if I'm happy or not happy with the training. All right. Okay. So I'm sharing my camera. So just to let them know that I'm happy with the training. All right. Great. So let's get now to the business of today. So I'll use my demo system to showcase this thing. All right. So first of all, this is my demo system. Now, when it comes to the procurement flow, which vendor bills is part of, something I want you to understand. When it's a procurement process, it involves accounting, it involves inventory, if that purchase has to do with inventory item, and it also involves purchase. But we are skipping all of those other departments and go direct to accounting. So there is a purchase module here, which is integrated. There's a purchase module which is integrated with accounting, and there's an inventory module which is integrated with accounting as well. So we are not going to go into this one, but I just want to show you that it's available. All right. So we are going into our accounting module today. all right, which is we're going to do payables. So like I said in the previous session, we just basically have two parts into this Odoo accounting. The revenue part, which is what is called customer, and then the expense part, which is what is called the vendors part, all right, on the Odoo accounting. Now, also be aware that all the employees' expenses, petty cash, also is tracked under vendors. All right. So someone asked a question, can I use expense module? Yes. When you use expense module, it will go through your line manager for approvals. Your line manager approvals. After everybody has approved, it will come to this employees' expenses for accountants to make the payment. But we are not doing that today. So we are going to be on this part of it. All right. Bills. Now on the vendor bill, on the vendors part, we have list of vendors here. You could actually create new vendors and see how it works. There are a couple of vendors here that we've created. These are all demo companies. So if your company is spelled this way, it's not intentional, it's just English, right? So you could learn how to create vendors and manage vendors. One other thing I want to remind you is that Odoo regards vendors, customers, employees, and all other contacts as partners. So once you have this vendor here, all right, this vendor can also be a customer. So you don't have to create vendor separate, create customer. So you have the same vendor speed company. That's the name of the company. This right now, this person is a vendor because we created him from the vendor, created this company from the vendor part of the system. But this person can also buy from the from your company. So you can't tell me that I'm the only one buying from you, and when the opportunity comes for you to buy from me, you said no because I am a vendor already. I can't buy from you. So Odoo doesn't have those separations, but it has separations by filter. So if I come to vendor, Odoo automatically, since I'm dealing with people that I'm buying from, Odoo will put them here, and it is filter. It filters the vendors. But if I remove the filter, I can see everyone, including customers, including staff, all the employees. I can see everyone, all the contacts. I can see them. So so that I will not waste your time, we'll go straight to bills. So the first lesson is how to create vendors bills. Please write it on top of your notes, how to create vendors bills. Right, how to create vendors bill. Please write it on the top of your note on the line. So I'll give you the steps. Step 1, go to accounting. So we are already in accounting. So you know how to get to accounting from the home screen. Now, go to accounting, which we are right now. Step 2, click on vendors. Step 3, click on bills. All right. Okay. So when you do that, you will see all the vendor bills that you have, previous vendor bills. We'll come back to this, but let's follow that step through. Step 1, accounting. Step 2, click on vendors. Step 3, click on bills. Then step 4, click on new button. Remember, new as to what is written beside that new button. All right, so not new upload. It is not new upload, it is new bills. All right. Okay, so I'll click on new bill. Okay, so that upload is actually for you to upload your existing vendor bills if you have them. Okay, so this is the bill. As usual, ERP is not like a video system. ERP is forms. You just click open stuff, fill the form, post it, confirm, or send for approval. So it's all about forms. All right, that's how ERP is. Not just ERP, everything that has to do with data. Okay, all right, so this is the vendor bill. If you want to do manual bill reference, you can actually add them here. So I will take you through this. But I'm not going to add reference. I would like Odoo to just generate the reference. And Odoo has a pattern of generating the reference. It can be adjusted to any method you want. But for this reference to be bill 2025, July bill, and then 001. So you can set the how you want it to be. Might be one bit your company name slash whatever. You might have that prefix or suffix anywhere. Now I have vendors already existing in the system, so I can click here. So by the way, take note. Odoo has some of these things are very slick. You have to actually point your mouse to see that there's a drop down there. You could see it's not actually showing. If I don't point my mouse, it's just cosmetic stuff, right? I know most of this ERP system has clear lines, so you have to forgive Odoo, all right? But that's how it is, but it's very beautiful to me. Okay, so vendors, I can select existing vendors, but if I don't have existing vendor, I can actually type out a vendor. So let me use Profit Company. If that's your company name, forgive me. So I can go ahead and create an edit, all right? That's add other details, but I don't want to go that far, so I just click and it pop up here. So I can add any details I want to add. Let me see if I can have one address. Okay, let me pick this address and so on. Now, while you're setting the company's data, right, there are many things to show you, but this is not the session, so that I won't waste your time. But one of the other things you can also set, for example, the currency of this vendor, so that anytime I select that vendor, the currency will pull through. The payment terms, payment method, different things. Which of your company procurement staff is in charge of the buyer? They're all there. But let's just keep this simple to. All right, so that's the Profit Company. Now, what next? I can decide to do the bill reference. In this case, you can put in the vendor's invoice number, all right? That will be tracked as a source document for this bill. Because what you're doing here is manual. In a good ERP system, accounts don't do any entry. The only thing accounts does is to post it and make payments and all of that. The entry for this bill should come from purchase or maybe from petty cash or any other source. All right. So, but now, so I'll use vendor's invoice number like this. It's not mandatory. I can actually leave it empty. All right. So, is there a purchase order that I need to attach? No, I don't want. There's no purchase order. This is manually done. Okay. So, I also have the next thing here, which is the bill date. Now, what's bill date? This is the date that we created the bill, but that's not the true answer. That's not 100% correct. Bill date is actually the starting point of your payment terms. For example, I'm saying that this bill, I have an agreement with this vendor that after he supplies the product, the material, I am going to pay him in 30 days. All right. Then, so the question now is, when is day 0 or day 1? That's what you call bill date. Okay. So we start from today. So by 4th of August, that bill will be due and the system should prompt me. All right. So we have accounting date. Accounting date, as the name implies, is when is this going to be posted to the accounting book. So for example, I'm creating this bill today, but I want this bill, this payable, to be part of last month's accounting book or report. So that's what accounting date means. This is the date that they reflect in your ledger. Okay. Then we have other references, the recipient bank, and all of those things. And of course, there's a journal controlling all of these things. So and then there's a currency here if it's not Nigeria. So you fill those forms, and then you can now go into the last part. Last but not the least. Okay, so I hope you're watching, because I'll stop somewhere and I'll ask you to practice. Now, in the invoice line, take note of the tabs. They are all very important. Take note of all of these tabs. They're very important. but not compulsory anyhow. So I'm going to add a product line. So when you do, you basically have to add a line to add the items. So don't click on the product, just click on add a line. There are many ways, there are other things here, but we're not going to that. So I'll add a line and I will select a product to bill. I'm buying. So in my opinion, this should have come last week. Why last week lesson should have come this week? But I intentionally have to bring that lesson for last week because we like making money, you know. You like making money, so why don't we make money first and then we'll pay bills later, all right? So that's why I brought in the we did the customer invoices and all of that last week so that we'll calm down our temperature. Now we've sold, all right? So let's start buying so that we can make profit or we can see our profits. Okay, so just quickly, I can select this product or I can actually do search more to get more products that are there. We have a lot of products, okay? All right, but sometimes you want to pay bills, like someone mentioned rent, but I don't have a product called rent, okay? So in the bill part, in this Odoo bill part, you can actually add description, not a product that is in the inventory or created before, not services that you've created before. So I need to click on this description here and I can add a description. So let's say I want to buy, yeah, let's use that our friend's example, rent for 2026. Okay, so Odoo allows that. Okay, but in many other modules on Odoo, you need to select a product to proceed. All right, so if I do that, then Odoo will be able to, you can see automatically when I enter rent for 2026, Odoo is so smart. Maybe just this AI stuff here, man, it's getting interesting. So because I typed this rent, he just automatically brought this and I really like it, man. I like it. I didn't even know it exists. I'm surprised. So I don't know if I type something else that doesn't have any related stuff, maybe it will not come, but I'm lucky right now. So look at it now. I don't have a product, so I can bring it in. But that's just an explanation. And then if this rent is for a particular branch, I can actually set that this rent is for a particular branch or a particular project or a particular cost center. You know, it's just too much explanation. Okay, but I saw something, so let me bring in a product. All right, so let me put in this iSense TV. I'm going to buy like 3 of them at this rate. So this would be the previous price that was that we purchased. Then most of this thing comes with please let me pick this call. Most of this thing comes with the VAT, withholding tax, and lots of other stuff. But if it comes with tax, fine. Vendor's tax, of course, I add. If it doesn't come, if it comes, I add. If it doesn't come, I can remove it. So you can come with VAT. It can also come with withholding tax, 5%, education tax, whatever. All right. So let's leave it there. Let's just leave the tax here. By the way, it's going to be a long ride from next year where we'll be having to change our tax, you know, stuff. Okay, now that's the product. So I can add more and more and more products. Let me just choose one just to make us busy. All right. We didn't buy this one before, so we have to actually get a price. Okay, so now, so that's, we are buying is 4 point something million. The good thing about this, whoever created this thing, you can see the log, the trail there in the charter. Okay, so I'll save it. Okay, so that's how to create vendor bill, but that's not all. That's just how to create a bill. Then, but just to review, how does Odoo handle this journal thing? You can see, because it's a product, there is a clearing account for products. So it will first hit that account. So that is being debited. Even the tax account, look at the account and the account groups. This is automatically done after good setup. This is also being debited. Then the account payables is being credited. When we pay this bill, the account payable will be debited and the bank will be credited. All right. The other information you want to go, if it's for a different company, maybe you have so many company or branches, you can set them, but that's not our focus today. So that's how to create bill and then set up your bill. So I'll give you 5 minutes to quickly create your own bill. You could go to demo.odoo.com and then create your bill. All right, so while you're on that, I'll take questions at this stage as well. So the time starts now. Any question? Okay, let me check. Let me just quickly check the chat box. Someone hand is up. Is it now or before? Okay. You are. Okay, so please go ahead and ask your question. I can see some people's hand is up. Please go ahead and ask your question. Please go ahead and ask your question. Who is, let me check, hold on, let me check.
Account MSD, you can speak up.
Okay, accountant MSB, your hand is up. Okay, so can I get a notice that some people are practicing? If you are practicing, can you just do a thumbs up or anything to identify? Let me know that some people are practicing. Are people practicing this? Okay, all right, thank you, thank you. I see people are practicing. Okay, please throw more light on difference between bill date and so let me quickly check that full question. Throw more light on difference between bill dates and accounting dates. Okay. All right. So yes, the bill date is the starting point of your date. Let me start from there. It also means the date that this bill is created. So I can create this bill today, but that's just a draft and I can delete it. It's not because it's my document. There's nothing, no record about it. But I can create it yesterday, for yesterday, but I want it to be like this is the bill date. Every bill has a date, just like invoice has a date. Every quotation has a date. Every accounting document has a date. So bill date means the date where the bill was created. That's one. It also means the starting point of the due date. So like you said, you can see payment terms is 30 days. Now the question is, when is the 0 or the 1 of these 30 days? All right. So the day 1 is this bill date here. Right. Now accounting date is the date that you want this bill, this payable account to be recorded in your ledger. All right. So right now, this accounting date is 4th of July, but this bill, I created it late, very late. This bill should have been for June, but I'm creating it today. So I want this payable entry to be in June. So that's accounting date. So when we look at our accounting report, this date, if you look at the accounting report, this payable falls into July. But if I want this payable to fall into June, then I have to roll back the accounting date. All right. So that's the difference between bill date and accounting date. I hope it's clear. Did I answer your question? You can just type yes. Okay, so people are practicing. If you have any issue, let me know.
Sorry, I wanted to practice, but it's asking me for vendor. I want a bill that does not have a vendor.
Yeah, just type in your new vendor because we are not covering how to create vendor. Just type in a name, a new name. You can type my name as a vendor
Okay.
so that I can. Yeah, once you type the name in and it doesn't show, no, that name doesn't exist. You see create and edit. Yeah, that means you can actually add the vendor instantly at this stage. Okay. Yeah. So just type it in and then click on create and edit. Okay. Question. Okay, let me check. How do you separate the responsibilities in the process of the Odoo ERP? Yes, this is very key, very, very key. Yeah, you can do that in different ways. All right. Yeah, Odoo has user privileges settings. All right. Odoo has user privileges settings. So you can set the user privileges. Maybe you don't want some people to see vendor bills. You can hide them from seeing vendor bills, okay? Or maybe you don't want some people to see all of this big accounting stuff. You just want them to see only everything that has to do, maybe just have a clerk. Yes, that can be done, but we are not covering that in this lesson. I think my people have dropped the number. We offer free support, so don't be feel free to call them. They're not going to bill you money, except it has to do with tax that takes a longer time to finish. They will charge you some minimal, charges. But if it's just how do I create a bill? No, someone is going to reply you quickly. So pick the number or click on the link for the support so you can get a free support. If they argue with you, just tell them that you are from the accounting training. Okay. Any other questions on the chat? The requested URL was not found on the server. If you enter URL manually, please check your. So that would be demo.odoo.com. Not www, don't try to type w, just type demo. Make sure there is no space. All right. Okay. I can't log into the demo. So you see, when you type it, is demo.odoo.com. Next question is, what is the financial capacity of Odoo? Can it accommodate transaction in billions? Like, when you say transaction in billions, do you mean total amount in billion, or do you mean 1 billion entries, transactions? Yes, Odoo can accept those. Even if you are posting millions of entries in a day, the way Odoo database is structured, Odoo is using Postgre database. So you can check out the capacity of Postgre database. The question that usually follow up is, I hope it will not be slow. No, the speed is dependent on the hardware, which is your server. So if Odoo is installed in your location, you have to provide the hardware to handle those transactions. But Odoo also have their own hosting space where you can. All right. So yes, it has the capacity to handle billions of transactions, right? And we've seen this play out in many of our projects. I have not counted the billions, but I know that there's a lot there. There are some companies that are doing a lot. I'm not going to mention their names. All right. OB James type. Oh, okay. Okay, that's from our people.
Please, I have
Yeah.
a question.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, good morning. Good morning, James and your team.
Morning.
I appreciate everything you guys are doing. Please, I have a challenge. Actually, when I try to create a bill, in our own case, sometimes you may have an invoice that will have part of that invoice will have VAT,
Yeah.
And then part of it will not be charged to VAT. And so when you try to input let's say you put on one line, you put a certain amount with VAT. In the next line, you put a certain, maybe a service charge without VAT.
Yeah.
Then when I try to create the bill, yeah, it's now giving me an error message which says that the VAT, that the account tax paid is duplicated. And I don't seem to understand what that means. So because of that, the bill is not able to go through.
The account what?
The
Account.
tax element, that's where
Yes.
the VAT is
It's
telling me that the VAT is duplicated.
duplicated.
Meanwhile, it's
Okay.
only one
So-
line of that invoice that has VAT. The other one does not.
Oh
have
yeah.
VAT.
Okay, so you could quickly just check. You could quickly just check the tax accounts. Where is this? Oh no, sorry. You could quickly just check your chart of account. That's one way to. What's that account? Maybe you have this tax receivable account. If it's tax receivable account, if you can check view here, you will see this place called deprecated. Is that the grammar?
Yes.
So that place has been ticked. So go to that account and untick it. Eh?
Okay.
So once you untick, the error should clear out.
All right.
So go, I don't know your tax account name, but you should just go to that tax account, right? You will see that it's been deprecated here. Meaning what this does is that you use this to block people from posting entry to that account, right? It's just a way of like archiving or making sure that people don't use it. Sometimes you have an account, but you don't use it always. You maybe use it at the end of the year or whatever for your balancing or whatever. But you don't want your people to be posting stuff there. You can click there, deprecate it. So you just go there and uncheck this button, all right? And then that should be fine. Yes, sir. All right.
Thank you. Yeah.
Welcome. Yeah. Okay, so any other question? Let me check, go back to my charts. 5 minutes almost up, I think. All right. Trying to type vendor bills at the space of journals, but I could not do that. I'm trying to type vendor bills at the space of the. I don't understand that question. Maybe you can speak up. Are you saying you're trying to? Are you saying you're trying to type vendor bills here in this journal item area?
Yeah, Mr. James.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir. Where we have journal.
Here, this one?
Yes. Hello, can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I'm with you. I can hear you. Go on.
Yeah. Where we have journal, I only have two, what's it called there? I have only purchases and expenses there. So, but in your own example that you gave to us, what we have there was vendor bill. So how can I achieve that? And I try clicking on search more for me to be able to see if I can achieve the vendor bill, but it's not.
Okay. Is it this place you are, or you are in account? Are you accounting journal entry, or you are in vendor bills? I just want to be very clear.
Accounting, under accounting, I'm in vendor, then bill.
Okay, so it takes you to this page, right?
Vendor.
Yes,
sir.
Okay, very clear. Thank you. So it takes you to this page. So
yes, sir.
You now click on journal items. Is that what you mean?
I click on journal. After payment time, the payment times I choose was 30 days. Under it, we have journal.
Oh,
so if you click on that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but your own is in Naira.
Okay, no. Yeah, my own is in Naira. Your own is in dollars. Your own is in dollar. If you are using demo, yes,
sir.
in dollar. But it's not. It shouldn't be a problem now. We are looking for the amount, not the currency.
Okay.
All right, because we don't have a way to provide.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So please, yes. Good question. Yes, I'm using a setup demo system in a house, but we can't provide everybody. We can't start telling people send us your email and phone numbers and all of that thing. But that would help. I wish we can do it. We'll create access to you for this demo database. Then you can access it and use it. But just to move very fast, so we are saying that you should use the demo system. Then you don't need username and password there. All right, I'm trying to, okay, yeah, so we just fit. All right, so thank you for the question. So we are now back to our bill. Okay, fine. I showed you that the journal items are here, automatically brought in by Odoo, all right, based on the setup. And because I'm buying inventory item, so there's a transitory account or a clearing account here, all right? All right, so let's keep it simple. Now I'm done with the bill. Even right now, I can still delete this bill and nothing audits, no audit issue here. Then we can also map this bill for approvals. Sometimes you create bill, you want someone else to check again. All right, you can put it for approval so that it's not only one person that will be creating and approving. But some companies, there are few staff for that, so it's not a bad thing. So right now, just like now, I'll go ahead and be the person creating the bill and the person confirming the bill. Once you confirm the bill, this bill goes into the accounting book. So I'll click on confirm, just one button. All right, so this bill has been posted. All right, this bill has been posted to the accounting book. In that case now, I cannot edit anything anymore. I cannot edit. All right, I will need the permission of the Oga Patapata to edit. In fact, if it has been paid for, if this bill has been paid for, Oga Patapata cannot help me. He cannot do anything to help me to edit this bill. I have to go and start rolling back payments, rolling back different other journals, resetting them back to draft until I get back to bill and I can edit. All right, which is good to me now, so that people don't just post things anyhow and delete it anyhow. Okay, so it has been confirmed. That's the next lesson. So the bill is now being confirmed. Please, you can also print out the bill and see how it looks like.
Journal
Okay?
to correct it.
They're all here. Yes, you can use journal to correct it. Yes, ma'am, you can do that very well. But this one will stay, all right? This one will stay, so you cannot be deleted. You use journals to reverse or anything. Yes, you can use journal, ma'am. Okay? All right. Okay, so now, don't feel free to check out the action button. Some things in Odoo are just becoming very tiny. You should be curious enough, especially when you're using demo system. No fear in demo system there. Delete anything, try anything, click anything, the system will not cry. All right. Then also, let me pick this one. Then also, yeah, so next thing now is for us to pay the vendor. But you can check here. Let's go back to our vendor bills. This is the profit company. This one is in draft. That's why it's green. This one has been confirmed, but not paid. This one is in draft. This one has been fully paid. All right. And you can see those status. This is going to be due in 30 days. You can see the bill date and then the due date coming. You can see the vendor's invoice number here that I added that time. So it has been posted, but not paid. Now I'm going to have to pay this vendor because I have the money right now. So what do? Everything becomes very easy and baby-like. I mean, easy, very easy.
Hello, Mr. James, sir. Sorry for the
Yes, sir.
interruption, sir.
Okay, please go on.
Sorry, sir. This bill reference number, I think, will it not be nice that is the reference number on the vendor's bill? I know most time when vendor issues bill, you receive a bill for an invoice. There's always a kind of reference number on it. Will it not be like, okay to enter this thing manually based on what is actually is, or is this thing system generated? If I may ask.
Yeah, this reference is system generated because it has to be system generated. But this bill reference, I typed it in manually.
Okay, that is from the one from the vendors. Okay.
Yes, I use vendor's number. I can use anything I want to be using. Sometimes I can use vendor's invoice number /date slash whatever whatever I want to use there. It's open for me to type. But the bill reference that comes from Odoo, it must be system generated. You know why? It's just like you go and print your voucher from the press or from the printer. That voucher has bill numbers now, invoice numbers. All right, and it's serially. So you can't allow people to just type any number in. So the next one I will create will be 02 and so on. And if there's if eventually someone deletes 002 and then there's 001 and then there's 003, Odoo will flag and say there's a discrepancy in the bill. I think there's something like that. I think I have one now. Irregular sequence in the invoices, right? Can you see? It's irregular. Is a problem with audit. It's an audit issue. So you need to make sure that it's regular, so that they will not think that somebody collected money and deleted the document. All right. So that's the difference. You can type one in, but the other one is system generated. The good news is that you can do the prefix to fit your company. It mustn't be like this. All right.
Okay. And also the bill date and the accounting date. I think must it be the same date? Because I know sometimes bill date and the accounting date ordinarily should be like there should be an interval. And it's even a control issue. It's even a concern.
Not the same date at all. Not the same date. The bill date can be today. Accounting date can be last month. So the accounting date is when this appearing in the ledger. Yes, yeah, it can be. It's just that I'm doing.
Accounting date should be when the bill is actually received, right?
Accounting date is when you want this. Which date do you want this to appear in your ledger? So I'm creating the bill today in July, but this payable should be reflecting in June account, right?
Is there consideration for delivery? Is that consideration for delivery notes in relation to this accounting date? You know, I can't say a transaction should be posted in my record without receiving the goods on the bill or the invoice. So, and I'm thinking, accounting-wise, based on the accounting standard, that the accounting date should be, you know, the date on the delivery note, which is the day the goods is actually received. And subsequently, a payable should be recognized in my record. I'm thinking.
No, you're very correct. You're not just thinking. That's how it's supposed to be. But you know, we are jumping inventory. There's no inventory here in this accounting module. We jump inventory. We bypass inventory. But you know, in a normal ERP system, we can't bypass inventory for inventory items. All right. But since this training is just only accounting, so we are not going through all of those things. But it's very recognized. Like you can even see, I think part of the setup is that there's accounting, there's inventory, accounts recognized somehow here. So if we use inventory in, all right, then that will also be a very, very important date. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, so now the person doing the most work in the ERP is usually somebody that enter the data. All right. So every other person is just review and click a button, and then that's all. So we've confirmed the bill has been posted. Now we need to pay the vendor. So this lesson is how to pay bill, right? Lesson 2, how to pay vendors bill. Don't forget that you can attach your vendor's invoice. I've made the clarification between vendor's invoice and vendor's bill. Vendor's invoice is the invoice the vendor sends, which is a source document for us to create this bill. Please always attach it to the system, all right? Except you are hosting it somewhere and you don't have much space. But it's usually very good to attach it. You can attach any bill right there, okay? And then it will appear here. So, and you can also message your colleague with a log note or report or anything you want to. All right, so let's go ahead and pay this vendor. Let's just be cutting corners, you know, man. Wanted to pay the vendor, but we've been cutting corner now. We are trying to give excuse, but let's pay this vendor, man. So I just hit pay button. The button is small, but it's money, you know. All right, some of these things are not realistic. We expect payment button to be very large, and because they're big, but it's small here. Okay. So I can select the bank of which I'm paying from. If it's petty cash account, whatever account I can pay from it, and then I can pay half to this vendor. Good guy. So let's just pay the 3 points. So after paying 3 points, the vendor invoice number is still following the memo everywhere. Okay. So I've paid 3.2, whatever. So you can see that the balance for this vendor is remaining 1 million. Or I can decide the invoice is in Naira, but I paid this vendor is in dollars. Or the invoice is in dollars, that's the bill is in dollars, but I'm paying the vendor in Naira. You can always come here and check. So last week we showed, I think in overview also, we showed how you can enter this exchange rate manually every day if you're in Nigeria. Okay, so let me also explain something to you. When I click on pay, sometimes I pay certain amount. So let me pay 4 million. All right, let me pay 4 million. Let me just pay 4 million. Or let me pay 4.22 million. 4.22, sorry, 22,000. Okay. So I have paid 4 points. So this 599, this vendor, I mean, the MD said, oh, don't worry. Or the vendor said, don't worry, just keep the 599, take it and drink water, whatever we want to do. Or in this part, maybe we are doing withholding tax. So we withhold some of this amount because this is the total amount in the bill, including the VAT and the withholding. So if we are withholding VAT or withholding tax and all of those things, so this is how much I send to the vendor. So this is the other one which I want to put inside data. So you can use this method. It's not as simple as I'm explaining, but just trying to say that, okay, I'm not sending this 599 to the vendor. I'll mark this as paid and I'll post the difference, what we call write-off, post the difference into a tax account or withholding tax account or whatever, or suspense account or anything. But I assume this is like a withholding tax, which we are keeping to pay on behalf of this vendor. So I'll clear it up and put it inside and I'll say withholding tax, okay? That put a label. So that's another way what you can do within this time in this place. Now remember your accounting date is different from your payment date. So you do need to also check the payment date as well. So that's I just wanted to make that explanation. But let me just go and pay this vendor. We've been cutting corners. So what do I do? Select the bank, select the amount I want to pay, the payment date, the recipient bank. You can add there. Then I just go ahead and create payment. Pay. You see? Pay. All right. Yeah, I'll answer question one. Okay. So yeah. So it's paid. Now also during this bill processing, some companies don't want this thing to be the payment to be hitting their account, right? Because if I look at payment now, if I look at the payment attached and look at the journal entry here, you will see that the bank is credited with the liability and the account payable is debited. So, but some companies don't want the bank ledger to be hit. They want to reconcile it. They want to pull the bank statement and come and do reconciliation on Odoo. So that you can also do that. So in that case, after this has been paid, looking at the bill, it has been paid, you will now see pending or something like that, or in payment. There are many different terminologies. So so that's how to make payment to vendor bill. So please try that out. Let me check out question. Someone have question? Is anybody's hands up? Please go ahead and ask your question. Hi, I'm sorry. I want to expand the surface. Okay, Hassan, please. Sorry to keep you waiting. Please ask your question.
Hello, please. I want to ask a question. This posting is more like manual. I expected that when the setup is full, that's when you set up your withholding tax, you set up your VAT for each customer or for each, for your vendor, depending on your agreement. You know, some are free zone, some are you must pay withholding tax. I expected all those ones to be to set up because most of the time,
Yeah, so it's automatic. Good question.
Your,
It's automatic. It's automatic. Yeah.
From a supplier. Yes, supposed to be automatic, but we are doing more of manual here.
No.
We are pushing some amount to withholding tax. That's what we are doing. We are doing more of manual here.
Yes, no. It's good question. So it's automatic. So for example, let's say this setup of bill, we add all of these things. We add the items you are paying for, and it has its own account, which is linked automatically. The VAT account is there. But in most vendor invoices, you will not see where they will write in that invoice withholding tax. You know, I just mentioned this as just something you can do. You will not see, they will not be part of, they will not write withholding tax in the invoice. I think it's silent in the amount. All right. So because it's not written, you can decide to come here when you are setting up the bills and add all of those withholding tax. So let's just do a new bill. So you can decide to come here. All these items will be added, and you can add your withholding tax, all of these things, because it's not automatic. But if it's automatic, fine. In that case, you can also add your withholding tax as well. Like here, you can add your VAT, you can add your withholding tax, all right, and so on and so forth. Odoo calculate all of them for you and post it to the right account. Okay, so if I come here to the journals, you will see, let me just put a product here. Okay, so you put a product there. Does it have a number? Let's say 59999. Okay, so you have your tax there, you have your 5% withholding tax, all of them are there. If you look at this, you will see that there is a withholding tax account automatically posted. You see that there's a VAT account automatically posted. But there are always, I was showing that, and I was telling you for different contexts, where you need to do a write-off. Sometimes there's something like kobo or 1 naira or some kobo that is pending for the payment. All right. So all of those things, I'll just show you that you can do a write-off there. But everything else, you can set it up automatically. And I'm doing all of this manual here, but I don't need to even do all of this at all. So normally, when you are setting up the Odoo, you can see a product here. Let me call this cheese powder here. This is where you define the VAT and everything. So anytime I'm buying this item, it's the product master. You know, we are not doing inventory here or creating product here. But when I set up a product, I will define my tax and all of those things that should come. Okay, I can add anything I want to add, that this attracts withholding tax and all of that. So it's not manual, but we are cutting off, we cut off inventory, we cut off procure purchase, we cut off so many things, we go direct to accounting, because once you know what to do here, you know how it fits in. Is that okay, man? Okay. Any other question?
Well, I wish we can do connection from beginning to the end, but is okay.
Yeah, that would be a long training, like connection from all the way from inventory to purchase to inventory, inventory to account. Yeah,
purchase,
we just decided to just do accounting training.
Inventory
Exactly.
to payments.
Exactly. So you can book that demo. You can book that private demo with our team. There is there should be a link there for a free demo or something. You can book it with our team. They'll set it up and run you from the beginning to the end. But this training, you know, we have something to cover, so we only restricted to accounting. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So any question from anyone else? Let me quickly check the charts. Our time is going faster. There's a phone number as well. So you can call Suleiman. Okay, thank you. Kindly. All right. This. If you're calling, you can do a reply. All right, that's fine. Okay, so that's how to pay. That's how to create vendor bills and make payment with vendor bills. Now, in many cases, people send advance payment to vendor, and when you send advance payments, that advance payment is not. It's not. You have to use it to clear the vendor bills. So just like we did in with customer last week, it's the same thing. So I can create what is this? This profit company. So how do I send advance payment to vendor? Same thing. All right. So you want to write it down, you go to vendors, payments. All right. So the vendor, we're just sending this vendor, send this vendor 5 million naira. We don't know what to buy with it now, but just hold this money. Or we have an agreement that you keep this price for a certain period for us. So we are sending you 5 million so that anytime we need this product, you can supply us. So let's send this vendor 5 million. So you go to vendors, payment. So if you come through vendors payments and then you do new vendors payment, you see the list of all the other payments, all right, that has been run in the past. So you do new, you will see automatically do detect that you are sending money to the vendor, all right? But if you come from customer and click on payment, naturally, we receive money from customer. So Odoo will take it to receive. But if you're actually receiving money from customer, you can actually switch that over. But let's go do payment for vendor, advance payment for vendor. So now I'm going to send that profit company, what is a good name, right? I'm going to send profit company 10 million. All right. To some of you, 10 million is too small, but let's just manage that one. All right, so I can call it advance payment. That's just the memo. I'm sending it from this bank. Payment manually. Yeah, so we are going to do this. It's not connected to online payment, so it's manual. The vendor's account number and all of that. So the important thing is the bank, the amount, the date, the currency, the company. So I will save this. Now it's just so easy, right? I just set those amounts. So I'm sending 10 million naira to profit company. Please keep it. Anytime you want to buy something, you use that money to buy it from you. All right. So confirm means post it to your accounting books. It has been posted. So how do I know those that are owing me? All right. So that's the reporting part. You go to reporting and you check out this partners ledger. All right. So I click on partners ledger. This is not just for vendors. This is for everybody. You know, I said we do handles vendors, customers, employees, everybody, all the contact is called partners on Odoo. So right now I'll look for my profit company. It's over here. So it is owing me 10 million. So it's positive because it's my money. But if it's negative, I'm owing that person. All right, you can see red and minus. But for this profit or this profit company, I've sent him 10 million and it's owing me. You can drill down on every Odoo report. You can drill down to get to anywhere you want to get to. Okay. I can decide to find out what is this, why is this showing here? I can check this, view journal entry. I can go back as that. All right, so you can drill down and so on and so forth. Okay, that's the previous one. Okay, now we have that 10 million with profit company. Now, so let's buy something from this profit company. With the money we have with him, normally, so you go to the bill again. We've done this. This is just a recap. So I'll do new bill. I have to select profit company so that the system will know that I'm dealing with this person. That's why it's very dangerous to have duplicate vendors in your system. If I have another profit company, the other one is owing me, this one is not owing me, so that'll be a very big conflict. But luckily, we do have where you can match similar contacts together if it's the same. Okay, so I won't go through all of those stuff. I'll just quickly just pick a date today, and then I'll add an item which I'm going to buy from that profit company. All right, so let's just pick any item here. It's just one. So let me buy something 3 million naira. Okay, now, so in this one, there's no tax, so I remove it. Okay, so I've set up my bill as usual. I'll go ahead and post the bill, which is confirmed. So once I confirm, you see this notice here. All right, you have outstanding debits listed below for this vendor. So what do you want to do with it? I can decide to say, Oga, that 10,000, that 10 million I gave you, please keep it. I'm not using it now. So I'm sending you 3 million for this one. But no, I don't want him to keep too much money, you know, before he will run away with money. All right, so I would like to use 3 million from that 10 million I gave him. So if you scroll down here, you will see outstanding debits, 10 million. All right. Okay, so I can use it to mark this as paid. Fine. So we've marked this as paid, and that clears that bill, marks as paid. So let's go back and look at the partners ledger report again. Is it still owing us 10 million? If you look at this profit company, you see it's now owing us 7 million. So we've been doing business for a long time, so we know ourselves. Now, it's time for him to owe me. Or it's time for me to owe him. So now let's see this. I'm going to create a new bill, but this time I'm going to buy something of 9 million. Okay, let's see how Odoo handles that part. Okay, so I'm going to add another product quickly. You've done this over and over, so you know what to do. All right, so I'm going to buy this for 9 million. That man is owing me 7 million. So I'm buying something for 9 million. Let me remove the tax so I can have clear cuts, round numbers. Okay, so I'll save it and I'll post it. Okay, now Odoo is also saying you have outstanding debit below for this vendor. All right, so I'll come here. The total amount is 9 million, but the man is owing me 7. So how is Odoo going to handle this? So I'll just clear up the 7 million, which I've cleared up now, but the amount due is now 2 million. This is partially paid, not fully paid. So now you now see this button highlighted, pay. In that case, I can click on pay and use bank to clear the other one. I'm sending transfer also. So it's very straightforward. If you look at the report, you could also see that the partners ledger, I'm not owing him. It's not owing me. Zero balance. You can decide to print the statements. Most companies print statements. All right. So the vendor is saying, please send me my account statement. You can also print account statements, based on the date or based on the reference or whatever you want to do. You can print as PDF or Excel or however you want to do it. All right. So it's already 12. Okay, so let me stop there to take question. Then please don't forget that it is the same advance payment process or method that you can find for your employees. So when you give advance payment to employees, it's still partners ledger you need to come and check. All right. So I'll remove this profit here. It's still partners. You can see some of these people are employees. You can see people name here. Demo employees, right? Actually. All right. So, okay. So that's it. I would like to take one or two questions.
Hello?
And then, yes, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello?
I can hear you. You're muted. Can you unmute your mic? Okay. All right. Any question from anyone else? So for the other reports that has to do with payables, you could see H payables. With the H payables, you can see those you're owing, vendors that you're owing, and for how long. So we are owing this guy this 90 to 120 days. It's overdue, so overdue. But this is 31 to 60 days, 61 to 90 days, and you can check them right there. So that's H payables, all right? Or if you are in doubt, you can always come here to check your overdue payments here, okay? All right, so I think we've covered some basic things. This training is basic accounting training. Like you're looking at the screen, if you're new to Odoo, at least looking at the screen, you can tell that anytime you see Odoo system anywhere, you can tell. So I will stop here. I want to thank you for joining today. And we are open to feedback. If you think we can improve on anything on this training, please feel free to get in touch with us. Don't forget to share with your friends. This training doesn't come all the time, once in a while. So share the emails that were sent to you with your friend. Let them join. Share with your department. Everybody in your department, if you're using Odoo, maybe one or two things can help anybody at that time. So, but for us here, we are open for free support. So if you have any question that has that you need assistance, whether the Odoo was implemented by us, GrowthStack, or not, we're still supporting Odoo in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. So feel free to get in touch with us, and you can get that free support. If you want demo, my team will post the link so that you can schedule a private demo with you. Or if you want anything you want as far as it has to do with Odoo, please get in touch with us. So it was my privilege today. I'm so excited that I was able to do this training. Thank you. I will leave you now with Aruna. Aruna, take over. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for that well-detailed presentation. Thank you once more for a successful third week lecture. As we all know, we have one more week remaining, which is next week. So we'll keep up with you and make sure that you receive your mail on time for you to join us. Without taking much more of your time, you notice that there are no more questions from anyone. So we'll call it